everybody. Marty Richards with Greater Richland Tourism here today. And we have snuck just across the river, the Wisconsin River, into Muscoda. And today we're visiting a new experience, a unique experience for our area, and that is English Prairie Distillery. We're here right on Wisconsin Avenue in Muscoda. Today we're talking with Scott and Sue Oechsner. They're the proprietors and operators of the distillery. So again, thanks for taking out time. I know you've got all sorts of free time with nothing else to do, which is not true, though, sarcasm.
Right.
But I guess, for me, whenever I see a new venture experience that's not what you've been doing in life, I always like to hear that story. How did you get to, hey, let's run a distillery and start it from scratch?
Right.
So just share that story with us a little bit.
We're kind of still asking ourselves that.
Yes, that is true.
It's kind of twofold. Do you want to go first with your side of it? The craft?
We've always talked about opening a business, doing something on our own, trying something. We talked about craft brewing for a long time, and that it didn't quite move, and it wouldn't have quite worked in as small a town as we're in, because there's a shelf life on the product, that kind of thing. But with the craft distilling, the shelf life of the product is kind of removed, and we can bring people in from out of town, do distribution, and not have to worry about that kind of thing.
And I would argue maybe the space isn't overplayed quite as much, maybe, as some craft brewing is a more mature space, I would say. Yep. And then, Sue, is there where you said,
why
let's do this?
Why Muscoda?
Okay.
That's the question.
So I grew up in Muscoda, and then lived in Minnesota after college for 30 plus years. And we just moved back 2 years ago. And I've always wanted to bring something back to Muscoda that would bring people in, kind of liven up Main Street. And with his idea of the distillery, we decided, let's do it. Let's try to find some properties. And we lucked out and got 2 buildings right next to each other on Main Street. And here we are after months and months of renovations. And
And the space looks fantastic. First, seriously, it looks great. I'd encourage anybody that likes to see older buildings that have been given a second or third life, probably even. You really have done a nice job. But you not only had to restore, you had to add on, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, we added on 1,200 square feet to the distillery for the kind of wet part of the operation, because there's a lot of water, a lot of cleaning. So we needed to have a cement floor with a center drain. Part of the other thing we did along with that is we tried to restore the buildings to what they would have looked like when they were new.
Sure.
So we put in the big windows in the front, replaced that, added windows in this tasting room. There had been removed 50, 60 years ago. Did the exact same thing in the old pink spot where the distillery is. So we wanted to get that looking like it would have looked, back when it was built in 1911. This was probably in the 1920s. We even restored some of the colors in the distillery, so that kind of that green color, and that was the color that was underneath all the paneling and all the different stuff. So we try to keep it looking like what it might have looked like back then.
Neat. And then, so for the guest experience when they first arrive, come here to the tasting room, kind of help us out with what they can expect. We're here coming into the first full weekend of June, and that's your open house. So again, thank you for taking time. But kind of help us understand the guest experience, what they can expect when they get here.
Yeah, so they'll come in and we will have bartenders preparing cocktails. So they're going to prepare the cocktail specifically for the customer right there in front of them. We've got tables and different seating areas where they're welcome to come and just hang out. We've got games available, board games, card games, that people can sit all day if they want and play games and have cocktails.
Sure.
We also have a great patio space.
I was going to say, a nice looking outdoor space.
Yeah, that will be covered by a big shade sail. And
if you want a picture of it, it's right there. Piled up.
Maybe not assembled yet.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks so much, guys, for taking time.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to checking it out as well. So
good.
So again, here at English Prairie Distilling, Muscoda, right on Wisconsin Avenue, we encourage folks to check that out. If you want more details, you can always check out your website. What's that website?
EnglishPrairieDistillery.com
Distillery.
or English Prairie Distilling Company on Facebook
Okay.
and Instagram.
Awesome. And also we link to it through GreaterRichlandTourism.com as well.
As the dog walks.
Yep. So for the folks here at English Prairie Distilling and Augie, if he makes it, I'm Marty Richards with Greater Richland Tourism. Let's everybody have a great day.